There are certain things in the world that we struggle to explain with our current understanding of human history. Monuments and objects that archaeologists are discovering which seem too advanced for the traditional thought of the capabilities of people from those times. Göbekli Tepe is one example, a series of huge stone structures involving complex engineering and carvings that really should not exist from that time period. Then there is an object in the Cairo Museum which is peculiar. A disc-shaped object 10.6 centimeters in height and 61 centimeters wide, made of metamorphic siltstone, a very fragile material. Sitting curiously in a display cabinet and described as a decorative ornament or incense container, it isn't entirely obvious what it is. I've been to the Cairo Museum, didn't see it, couldn't be bothered. No, after crossing 6 lanes of traffic to get to the museum like Michael Jackson dancing in his prime, as a spotty 21-year-old, I was mesmerised by Tutankhamun's artifacts. Probably the most incredible man-made thing I've ever seen. My mushy brain just cannot comprehend the real things from history. But I wish I would have seen this. A disc-shaped object believed to be 5,000 years old, which some people believe could be alien technology. A little bit of weed just came out. In 1936, in the village of Saqqara in Egypt, lies a mastaba tomb. A mastaba is a type of ancient Egyptian tomb notable for its rectangular structure. It's also notable for me butchering its name most likely. In the grave of Prince Sabu, the son of Pharaoh, oh come on, and Nedzibur, the 5th ruler of the First Dynasty, a remarkable discovery was made by British Egyptologist Walter Bryan Emery. A stone object with a distinct shape and distinct design, which has been dated to the First Dynasty, 3000 BC, making it around 5,000 years old.
I've never seen a satisfactory explanation for this thing. And when I first saw that in the Cairo Museum, I thought, how on earth did they do this? Why isn't this a big mystery?
There were 7 chambers in the tomb consisting of animal bones, flint tools, and other objects. And then what has become known as the Sabu Disc, or the Schist Disc, was found, which has a central hole about 8 centimeters in diameter and 3 inwardly folded wings along its outer edge. No one has a definitive and widely accepted explanation of just what this is. And the reason that people are so amazed is that it looks like it's mechanic, like it belongs in a machine, but they didn't have machines back then. Did they?
That looks like a piece of an engine.
It does, doesn't it? It looks
that looks like something I'd find on my Land Cruiser.
Yeah. It looks like part of something else. We're finding a bit of something larger.
Wow.
Just how did they make this out of one piece of fragile stone 5,000 years ago? The wheel was not used in Egyptian society until much later, so what could this be, and how did a civilization that used copper or bronze chisels to hew stone have made something so delicate? My brain is saying an ancient Egyptian 3D printer, but I know that's stupid. Shut up, brain.
To me, like some part of some kind of machine.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that it looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
If you know, like, automobiles and parts, and you look at something like that, like, oh yeah, that goes probably in there somewhere.
Exactly. And what is its function if it isn't something else? It's difficult to see what function it could have, how it could be.
What could it be? Here are some theories. Alien technology. You will not be surprised to know that I like that one. Eric von Daniken from Chariots of the Gods suggests it could be from an advanced lost civilization or aliens, because it clearly does not fit into that part of human history. It doesn't match any other ancient Egyptian artifacts found. It's a complete anomaly. In addition, it was literally an out-of-place item. It was placed in the center of the burial chamber, like someone wanted it to be found. Very simply, the idea that this is a reproduction or model made by the Egyptians of alien technology that they had interacted with, specifically a wheel used within a flying craft. Zechariah Hitchin believed it could be an alien flywheel designed to store rotational energy. #alien hyperdrive. Engineer William Kay believes it was a bowl used as a 3-flame oil lamp during ritual activities. Boring. But critics of that theory believe that the curvature of the wings or petals suggest a function, not simply decoration. British Egyptologist Cyril Aldred believes that its design was based on an even older metallic object that has not yet been discovered and the purpose unknown. What type of advanced knowledge was used to create the Sabu Disc? And why would they spend such time and effort on something if it was purely decorative? Then there is a theory that it is part of a water pump. An experiment was done where the object was recreated with a 3D printer, and when placed in a housing and propelled at high speed via the small shaft at its center, the disc was found to be extremely efficient at displacing water. Could it simply be part of a water pump? Others believe it was used to brew beer, used to stir grains and water.
This is the conventional explanation of what this thing is.
Some kind of offering bowl? Yeah, it really is.
That is such a specific shape. Like, if you're going to just use that to make beer, it seems weird.
And it's a lot of work to make beer.
Yeah.
You could do it in other ways.
That looks like some kind of a fan to me.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like something that would be on a belt.
Yeah.
You know, like on some sort of an
something's
axle
driving
or
it.
something.
Yeah.
It looks like a fan.
Yeah. It could be.
It looks like those things underneath it. It looks like that's how you would funnel water or air through.
Yeah.
Interestingly, at the Airbus Research Centre, they made copies of the disc using 3D printing and found the disc to have aerodynamic properties. But that due to its rotational symmetry, it is not a propeller or turbine. To this day, the object is still a mystery, and does suggest some type of advanced technology to engineer it. It has been extensively researched, and a clear consensus still eludes experts. The Sabu Disc. What is it?
It clearly had a function. Nobody would go to the trouble of creating something as complex and difficult to make as this unless there was a useful function.
What is it made out of? That's crazy that's made out of stone.
Yeah.
Like, how did you...
Cut out of one piece of stone.
How did you do that?